Welcome everyone to today's meditation. My name is Sam, and I'm going to be guiding you through a meditation with the theme of changing our relationship to this inner critic. So, this voice that often appears in our head that's full of judgment, often, and criticism. So, to begin, we will start off, as always, in a seated position, comfortable but alert. Feet flat on the floor, arms crossed or at your sides. And now tuning in to the breath here. So noticing the sensations of breathing, following the inhale and the exhale as it comes very naturally. Just letting the breath happen and observing the sensations that come with breathing. And so this meditation will be a little bit more of a active or reflective practice compared to past meditations. So it may not resonate with you on this particular day, but it's still worth sharpening this tool so we can use it when we need to. So starting to pay attention to the thoughts that appear in your head. And noticing if the same sorts of thoughts are happening. So if there's a repetition of judgment, of self-criticism, maybe this has been going on during your time meditating in the program. So even if they're very subtle, maybe they sound like you can't do this, you're never gonna be a good meditator, what's the point? Any of these self-defeating sorts of thoughts. And so in the past, we were noticing these thoughts and just letting them pass away. But for our purposes today, a little bit more of an active participation. So changing our relationship with our inner critic by injecting a little bit of humor into it. So maybe even giving your inner critic a name, kind of personifying this voice in your head. Mr. Judgment, or Judgy McJudge Pants is a nice one. Whatever name you can think of that makes it not you, right? We're not necessarily our thoughts. We don't need to believe every thought that we have. So noticing when these repetitive, negative, self-defeating thoughts are appearing. And that's kind of the cue for noticing that this is probably this inner critic. This is what our brains do, right? This is how we form perceptions of the world, make sense of the world, is by having these judgments, and helps prepare us for the future by always needing to improve ourselves. But these can go on overdrive at times. So reflecting and then noticing the breath at the same time, letting that be our anchor point. Noticing the sensations of breathing at the tip of the nose, rise and fall of the chest. So not necessarily creating these self-defeating thoughts. We're not trying to awaken the inner critic necessarily, but noticing when it appears, not only during the session, but more importantly, outside of the session during your day. So when the voice appears that, you're hopeless, you are never going to be good enough, all of these thoughts that we hear and face at times during our lives, externalizing that's our inner critic. That's my upstairs neighbor doing what he does, in my case. Maybe even agreeing with this inner critic. Yes, you are right. I am the worst and I am hopeless. Thank you for the feedback. I'm going to get on with my day now. So agreeing with the bully takes away the bully's power. Tuning back to the breath, noticing the inhale and the exhale. So a tool to use during your day, not necessarily every day, but maybe being more keenly aware of this inner critic, the upstairs neighbor. Until next time.